previously on Talk That Talk.
Like I said, it's brick by brick, man. Brick by brick. All right, let's get off the ground first. Then we'll add some more bricks on it.
Crank up, man. Crank up.
All right, I'm gonna leave Derek alone. All right, I'm gonna get back to the auxiliary question. So our auxiliary, the all-stars of the mass band. Anybody else want to chime in on that before I get to the next?
Nah, Portia got us in check.
I mean, I don't have nothing to say about this whole damn topic. I'm good over here. They have auditions and stuff like that, but
they actually good. They are, and most times like these auxiliary dancers that dance in the sometimes either former college dancers or they go off to be the captains of some of these teams. So that's self-explanatory. Yeah, so they be cool. That's a whole different culture in itself.
All right. Well, then let me finish this with one final question that ties into all this, and it could be, the whole gambit, but just auxiliary specifically. Do those young ladies pay for those uniforms and blah blah blah? Like they pay the money to get those uniforms and keep them and all that kind of stuff? Just out of curiosity, so they pay for their jazz shoes and stockings and all that kind of stuff.
They have a budget. Well, I can speak for it. They have a budget that they pay, and that's explained at the tryout. Sometimes I think they hand out, like when you walk in the tryouts, like this is everything that we would need for this trial. If you don't have such and such, you can't make these such and such practices. Don't even worry about it. It's a whole they take that. I ain't say more serious than band, but just as serious than band. So yeah, I know they have a budget that they pay, and I do think they get to keep the uniform. I don't know if they get to keep, but I know they have them 5 uniforms.
So, see, and I guess for me that just kind of raised as a being a high school band director and a university band director, blah blah blah, right? If I have a student who is a high school dancer and I know the fees that high school dancers have to pay, and they doing the summer daddy too, and they coming back into my high school again.
You want to dance, you're gonna pay it. Another thing too, I want to say this. I started a dance team last year, Smash Squad. I look them up on YouTube. I learned that like a lot of them high school fees be BS. Like those budgets be BS. Like I think some of them too high compared to like just me getting a chance to see that world on my own, and like we have some legit uniforms and buy them from people that make these college uniforms. A lot of them high school budgets be overpriced for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I think that me personally. So that's just my 2 cents inside of as for the dance uniform, because I have a team myself. So yeah.
Yeah, I was me personally. I think a dancer should only pay for the stuff that they can't reuse for other members. Like a costume can be passed along, throughout the years, which I know it has before.
She unmiked it.
I know she better come, but stocking, shoes, and all that stuff, you gotta buy that yourself. That's yours. Like you take it home with you when you go home. Can't nobody else put your stockings on. Ain't nobody else gonna wear your dance shoes. Why not buy it yourself? I think you pay for it in high school and college. You pay for your shoes, right? No. Snap. Look. What's up, Portia? Speak your mind. I'm listening.
Everybody's body can't be in everything. I mean, that's just not a thing. I completely disagree with that.
About the costumes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So you think they should pay for their costumes too?
Yes, like so it's yours. That's your stank. Okay. That's your body. That's your parts in that uniform.
Hey, look, they left me out here to the prime right now. It's okay.
Colleges recycle uniforms. They get them remade. So like I know a lot of college dance teams that like use the same uniforms. How you feel about that on the college level?
I think it's gross.
Okay, cool. I would just make sure you had the same energy as the last one. All right.
I understand that a little bit more, but you out here,
yeah,
girl, let me borrow your time.
you have ties to that university. You don't bring that back, they'll hold your degree. You purchasing this for mass band and she run off with it. Now we wasting money. No, I still, let me explain something to you. When I came to the Legion 06, uniform 111 was brand new. We got new uniforms that year. And I was the only body that ever had to wear it. I have OCD, so I'm not down for sharing nothing. Especially where my parts go. No, I'm good. Thanks.
You can band, huh? Yeah, I blame you. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I would say college director. I mean, college team definitely say uniforms. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like on these shows, look, what happened to Bethune-Cookman when no girl couldn't fit the uniform? Remember?
Well, you don't want to get me started on that because they knew what
they
knew what she had, what they had before she showed up there. Yep. So it was a disservice for them to audition her knowing they didn't have a uniform for her. That was a failure on the part of that university and that program. But
when I first watched that, I was watching it with my wife, which is new to the whole band culture, and I was like, I hope they have a uniform for everybody. That's like the first thing I said, because I knew it was going to be an issue because I've been there before. And that's not a problem that you want.
And I will tell you this, back during my days of marching with the Legion, Inez Howard would either lose that weight, she gonna pull out, yes sir, she gonna pull
or you will not go on the field.
You gonna lose that weight, or it's tight for you. I remember my rookie sister, she made the line. But they
used to be running around with them sweatsuits on, full sweatsuits,
ran from head to toe. University,
like boxers.
Until she got into that uniform. Inez wasn't buying no new. I'll tell you that. I'm sorry.
You Julia, can dance, baby, but you can't fit nothing I have for hot ice. Come back next year after you lost some pounds,
bro.
Nowadays you can't do that though. Just for the record.
Right.
No, it was a different time. It was a different time.
Julia, I got a quick question right quick since y'all talking about uniforms. Did y'all ever have an issue that somebody couldn't fit one of them helmets?
No.
Okay. All right. I always wanted that.
So let me give you the inside of the helmet.
It's
a one size fit all. Inside it got this little black joint, and you can just adjust it. That's
it's large.
You always got somebody that.
Yeah.
Maybe they took the inside out.
One of them right now.
For the record, this is from my high school. Don't it's not a Legion one.
Oh, you ain't said nothing but a word. Hold up.
Yeah, from my high school.
Now we going into Legion stuff here. So now I'm gonna tell you this. I know so many people who have a Legion uniform, and the only thing I got is chain. That's all I got is my old chains.
Hey, but I want to clear my name first.
Okay, these the original silk hat helmets, okay?
Portia, you gonna put it on for us?
All out there stealing.
Okay.
Not with her new fresh wig on.
Right, I was gonna say, be careful here.
Y'all can do it again where y'all wear the old ones again. I ordered some old ones. How much they run? Like $50 for
There's something around that.
There you go.
That'd be fine. You bring the old ones back.
No,
hey, y'all used to do that.
Either that or bring the hats.
At Norfolk for alumni for homecoming, didn't they wear uniforms, the older uniforms, a few years? Like in the early 90s or something?
Oh, that was before my time.
I remember seeing a video of that, like at homecoming, that the alumni band. Because when Dr. Pierce was the band director, and they were in full uniform, and I was like, man, that's crazy.
I don't think nobody want to put on them old uniforms though.
Right.
Hold on, which old uniform?
None of them. They smell like foot.
Well, I mean, they stink, but I'm just saying.
I'm talking about the overlay ones. You know,
it had the little ruffle joints. Oh, you
talking about the chains?
I love my chain uniform. I didn't want them new uniforms.
I thought the chains were dope.
I love my chain.
The chain were hard.
I hated having to put them on, but I loved them.
So you see everybody like from the South, like we don't even know what you talking about, bro.
When Julian first got to the Legion, and for a long time they had chains that went down the uniform.
They had accessories,
military style. And then when my rookie year, we changed uniforms and it had like an overlay, so they didn't have to change no more. Now them chains, they look nice, but it was a hassle,
bro.
You know, from what I'm told.
All we know is one big letter in the front with a cape. Pull your specos up. Let me see your spec. You know what I'm saying? That's the shoulder cord. That's about it. And then if you was real fancy, you had to look.
Storm got fancy stuff now. It's whole damn storms on there and shit. I was like, what is this? This is fancy.
Let me tell you.
I was at PV the night they opened them uniforms.
Let me tell you how difficult old Legion uniform used to be. I'm gonna go ahead and just break it down to you really quickly, and then we're gonna move on because we got to get to this last topic. The old Legion uniform was the most difficult uniform I'd ever put on in my life. This is why. It opened up.
I need to see this uniform. What year this was?
I don't even. It's very rare that you find an old picture like that.
Look at the Howard versus Nova State trumpet battle, and you'll see.
Yeah. So it opens up, and then you flap it over, and then there was some buttons on the side. So then you had to hit them side button daddies. Then you had to put the flap over your shoulder like that, and then put them buttons on there. Then you had to put the cape daddy on, and then you had to put your shoulder daddy, your shoulder joints on. Then there was a belt that came with it. So you had to wrap the belt daddy around and lock that in. Now, here was the hard part. You had to get your 4 chains. All 4 chains had to be the right size going down. You couldn't have one chain that was all the way connected to another. You had to have them even across. So if your chains were too short, then what you had to do is you had to go to the uniform person, and they pull out this long rope, and then they measure you, and then they cut the chain off, and then you had to clip it in. That was one chain. Then you got to do all 4. Let me tell you, do you know how many times we marched down the street and it was like 12, 14, 13, 20 people running down because they couldn't get their chains on to the last minute, and they finally got them on? Bruh, we never marched out.
At that time, the Legion was so anal about every detail. Like somebody said something about hair and a helmet. We didn't play that. You showed up to that joint and your hair touched that uniform, it was curtains for you that day. Okay, it's not a game. And
that's old school.
We operated where whatever, we never went outside without a full uniform on. You carried your helmet like this, not upside down, not to the side. You had to look. I'm talking about if you were in that band, you showed up wherever it was, pep rally, whatever, a certain way. And so it was tight on you.
And when you wasn't going down that uniform off, it had to be on a hanger daddy. You had to hang it up the right way. It wasn't no just throw it on the seat and it'd be out. No. You got to put every single piece in the right place. And y'all
look good though.
And I'm gonna tell you one thing that's been adjustment for me is that I've always, your hair done, it should be done. Like my mama raised me like that. And you could have on that scarf on that bus.
Take it off.
But when you step off, I don't care what's going on with it under here. There is no scarf to appear anywhere outside of a bus or a hotel. When we went to Houston, Lord,
he was like that too, though.
He had his damn bonnet on. You're not going to sleep. We're going into the
Hey, look, y'all got a season,
Crystal. Portia, when y'all walked in, y'all was like, y'all got everybody's attention. Maybe because it's like nobody never seen Norfolk. That's what it is. Y'all clowns, like people don't hear about Norfolk, but they never see him. So when y'all walked in there, they were like, there you go. And then,
I ain't gonna much lie. The way y'all carried yourself, I first saw Norfolk. We're talking 07 for that Honda, bruh. When MD stand to the side, of course the box was like, yeah, we the box, whatever. And when my best friend Donovan walked up to like whoever that section leader was and was like, hey bro, what's up? Like, we're gonna chop it up or what? The dude looked at him like he was small, like damn, like why you even over here? Ain't you supposed to be locked up? Like, and then when y'all hit that field, I was like,
that's what you're supposed to do. That's period. As soon as you to a Legion conversation, as soon as you step out, your hat better be like this.
Yeah, bro. I'm talking about mug on, like it was like it was real.
Crazy. We almost got into a fight because